I've been with my husband for about 14 years. I just found out he's been lying to me for a year, and we're about to lose our house. Unfortunately, it's not the first time. He's had some financial scruples in our past.
This isn't a scruple.
Yeah.
You lost your house.
True.
What happened? What up? This is John with the Dr. John Delony Show. So glad that you're with us. Taking your calls on your mental and emotional health and your relationships, whatever you got going on in your life. I'd love to have you on the show. Go to johndelony.com/ask. There's real people all across planet Earth going through real stuff. It's a zoo out there. And my promise is I'll sit here with you. We'll figure out what's the next right move. Let's go out to Salt Lake City, Utah, and talk to Zirk. What's up, Zirk?
Oh, doing all right. I guess probably not great since we're on the phone, but
probably not. What's going on?
I'm calling because I've been with my husband for about 14 years, and probably about a week now. I just found out he's been lying to me for a year on some financial big problems, and we were about to lose our house, and found out about that.
No.
Yeah, found out because he came in to grab paperwork. He wasn't going to tell me until I was like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, I guess you should sit down. I'm here to file for bankruptcy because we're about to lose the house.
Oh,
I was like, that's what? And unfortunately, it's not the first time. He's had some financial scruples in our past, and it was kind of a blow. And
this isn't hey Zirk, this isn't a scruple.
Yeah,
he lost your house.
True.
What happened?
I mean, fortunately for right now, it's in stasis, and there's some things in place that hopefully we can.
I know, but what happened? Does he have a gambling addiction? Is he just what's happening?
Well, he lost his job about a year ago, and luckily he got a new one fairly quickly. But he says he just didn't pay attention, and
nope, not true. What happened?
I don't know. That's what he said. And so he just didn't pay attention, and he got behind. But that's all the info he's given me. As of now, he's giving me control of all the finances I've taken over. I've combed through it, and I don't see anything. But I just don't
hold
understand.
on. That's the other side of cowardice, right? There's one cowardice, which is not telling you that I'm about to lose the house. Dude, I get something happening, and then something happening on top of that, and then the shame and trying to scramble and solve it all on your own. I totally get that. Mm-hmm. But 8 months ago, this was a huge deal, and everyone was blowing up his phone. 6 months ago, they were setting his phone on fire and his email on fire. So there's no way you just don't know.
Right.
And but then the other side of it is here, I just set the entire house on fire. You put it out, and that's not right either.
Yeah, and that's what it feels like, because, now I'm, and I offered when he lost his job, I'm like, hey, I will get a job. I'm, at the time I have a small business that I do, but it's very sporadic and, and it doesn't bring in a whole
more of
bunch.
A hobby. Yeah. So there's so much here. How can I help?
Well, the financial aspect is devastating, but it's kind of handled at this point. I'm getting a new job, and I'm going to work crazy night hours and, come home, take care of. I've got 3 kids. And
jeez, man.
So, that portion is, I hate to say managed, but I mean, at this point.
Is he getting another job and another job on top of that?
No.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, he's works long hours, and his current job sends him out of the state a lot. And
so I have to tell you, I've been doing this for a long time. Yes, you do. And I hate that for you. You do.
Well, I've gotten another, I work for the Amazon doing packaging right now. And then I just got that. And then I've got another interview for another job.
What's going to happen with your kids?
They're flexible, and I've got some good friends that are going to watch them.
Oh, man. So,
and like I said, I work all of my shifts are in the evening to grave. So,
yeah, but that's temporary at best.
well, unfortunately, I've done this before. Like I said, it's not the first time.
Oh, man. So can I just walk you through the things that are on top of my head right now? I don't even know what you're asking, but it sounds like you're just asking everything. And so I'm going to answer everything. Is that okay?
Yeah, mostly it's like the emotional aspect of like, how do I trust this person again?
You don't. You don't.
And
short
like,
of him coming to you on both knees saying, I have betrayed you in the deepest way, in the deepest possible way, you and our kids.
Mm-hmm.
Short of that, you don't. And I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm saying this because I love you. You can't. And if you choose to do that again, to put all of you and your children's eggs back in his basket, at this point, and I hate to say it like this, but it's going to be on you.
Right.
Because it's not the first time, not the second time. And this one, if it hasn't, it almost cost you your home, your children's home. Y'all about to be homeless.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just like, so livid. And
I know.
then just the first couple of days, he was kind of like so cowardice about it, which irritated me so much.
Yes.
Because he just was like, oh, you're just going to leave me, so I might as well just go. And
yeah.
And I'm like,
and I get, really? I can't even wrap my head around the shame he feels. And also, I honestly don't care. He's created a huge, huge mess. And to dump it on his wife and just bail, it's just the highest form of cowardice. So here's the deal. We're not going to talk about him, and we're not going to think about him right now, and we're not going to go back to a year ago or we're not going to any of that. Right now, you have, and I don't even know if you recognize, you have a house on fire, kids asleep inside the house, got to get them out kind of situation right now. That's how dire this is, okay? Here's what I want you to do. You may have already done this, but I don't want you just to run blindly and get the first job you can get and then just start. What I want you to do is exhale and write down how much money do we need.
Yeah, I've done that.
Okay. Can you make that much money?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you pulled both your credit report and his credit report?
I'm in the process of doing that right now.
Pull all three of the reports for each of you, and there's websites you can go to, and it'll just pull it up real quick, and they're all free. Okay. You need to know how bad the situation is. I also want you to pull credit reports on all three of your kids using their social security number.
Okay.
And see if there's any kind of debts he's pulled out on their names too. Okay. The next thing I want you to do.
I'm so mad because this happened to me as a kid.
I know.
I'm so dumb.
I know. You're not dumb, but from this point forward, you got to make some hard choices. Okay. Here's the next thing. Go down today and open a checking account in your name only.
I've done that, and I've pulled all the money from him, and now I'm paying all the bills and all that. Okay.
You're going to have to get the list of people you owe money and call them and ask them how bad it is.
I've done that already.
Okay, how bad is it?
It's not as devastating as there's a credit card and then the house.
That can't be it.
That's what I keep thinking, but I can't find anything else, and I have a lawyer on it, but...
I'm telling you, that would be this would be a first for me. And I take financial calls on the Ramsey show, my other show, for half a decade now. Well, my guess is, just off the top of my head, there's one of three things. There is he's got swept up in what I think is one of the most insane things we have ever done as a culture, and that is online legalized gambling. It's massacring men right now.
Okay.
And it's bankrupting homes. That would be guess number one. Guess number two is he's on the road a lot. He has somebody or multiple other peoples that he is funneling money to.
Okay.
And that's where I would go back to your checking accounts and go through expenses. Are there hotels places? Are there vacations places? This is a person who is so untrustworthy. We're going to start at at ground zero. All options are on the table right now. Okay? Or number 3, he is struggling with some sort of substance abuse that you don't know about.
Okay.
Okay? The idea that somebody paid all of the other bills, has no outside things happening, and just let their house go to foreclosure with their 3 kids in it would be such an anomaly. I've never experienced it. Because moms and dads don't do that. Husbands and wives don't. I mean, I'll just say this because good men don't do that.
Right.
Unless they're caught up into something over their head.
Well, and that's what I literally had in the savings enough to, like, if for some reason he did miss just a payment, I could have just paid it in cash.
I know. But listen, going back and doing that's going to just make you crazy.
Oh, right. And that's why I'm like, I have tasks. I just need to focus on the tasks.
Yeah. Like, task at hand is how much money do we actually need? And your house comes way before credit card, okay?
Right.
How much is it going to take to get your house back up to current?
Oh, it's going to take 5 years at minimum.
5 years?
Yeah. It's like, it was 35,000 or something like that.
But I mean, you're assuming is his check still going to come in too?
Yeah.
It's going to take you 5 years to get 35,000 back?
It's like a bankruptcy plan. Like, you can't pay early.
Oh, God.
Like, you just have to pay on the plan.
Why did you file for bankruptcy? Because
it was the only way to save the house, because the house was on the market to be foreclosed on.
Oh, man. All right, here's what I'm going to do.
Literally, in 2 days, it was going to be sold.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, don't hear me beating you up for those decisions. I just hate that you're in this position and you're just having to make I know. You're hanging on barely. I got it. I'm going to hook you up. I work at Ramsey Solutions, and like my other show that I do is a financial show. I'm going to hook you up with one of our financial coaches for a free coaching session with them, and I'll pay for it, okay?
Oh, thank you.
And they'll walk you through your budget. They'll walk you through all the different various, because I don't want to take all the time here to walk you through all the various bankruptcy options and all the different plans, but they'll map you. Do number 1 next, number 2 next, and number 3 next, because right now it feels overwhelming, right?
Yeah,
okay.
For sure. Like I said, right now, it just like,
I know.
I feel like that stuff is like managed, but it also just feels like I live in like eggshell city right now.
I know.
I'm just like,
you feel like you live in a prison because you're trapped now. Yeah. You live in a $35,000 prison.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, if there's no credit issues or whatever, I would rather you go to a credit union and borrow $35,000 and get this house right than to go through some sort of forced bankruptcy program. But sit with your people, okay? Something here, let me just say this. Something isn't above board here, and I don't know what it is.
And that's what I keep begging and asking, and he just says, that's it.
Man, I cannot tell you how much I hope I'm wrong.
That's what I keep saying. Like, I'm like, is this, like, am I just insane? And
no, you're not insane. And I think you've not trusted your gut for a long, long, long time. Right?
Yeah.
Because also, even if this was just all above board, a guy losing his house underneath him and the shame he feels and trying to scramble, you would have felt that in your house the last year, right?
Oh, for sure. Over a year. He's been off and extremely and I just thought it was the stress of like his other work and then redoing that. But
what's he make on his other job?
About 25 to 35. And then he gets overtime, so then he makes a lot more.
35,000 a year?
Yeah. No, excuse me, a month. Or twice a month.
3,500 twice a month?
Yeah.
So he makes $7,000 a month?
Yeah.
So why do you think this is going to take 5 years to get out of the... Oh, because of the forced plan?
Correct.
Okay. Well, even if y'all scramble and scratch and claw and get $35,000 and put it in a high-yield savings account, so you know you've got it.
Right.
And that will give you some exhale And I would scramble and get that as fast as you possibly can.
All right.
And that'll give you some peace that, yes, you're in this forced plan, but at least you've got that money right in a secure account that he does not have access to.
Yeah.
But if you want to save your marriage, y'all are starting at square zero.
Yeah, and that's like a big portion of like my eggshell life right now. I'm just like,
No, we're done with eggshells. We are berserker, not just zerk. We're berserker, like atomic bear mom. You're going through the middle of it now. We're not walking on eggshells. Screw eggshells. You got it? You've been walking on eggshells for 14 years. Okay?
Yeah.
This is grizzly bear mama coming out. You're not going to take my house from me because you're inept. And you're not going to say you're my husband and then dump all this on me and then run away. And you're not going to say you're my husband and say you clean up my mess. You're not going to say you're my husband and then be like, well, you're going to leave me anyway, so I'm going to take my ball and go home. That's not, we're not doing that.
Right.
But short of him coming in and getting on both knees in front of you and saying, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I'll do whatever we got to do. Short of that, you're on your own here.
Right.
And I think there's something about dropping your shoulders and just acknowledging that for a season.
Well, like he's kind of done that, but it just feels like I don't know if I can trust it because like he's done that before, but like look where we are, and it like just gets worse every time.
Yeah. Behavior's a language. Like, action's going to speak louder than any words he's going to say.
Yeah, and that's what I'm feeling. But then I'm living with, we're all living together still in the house, and it just feels like, he's like, well, you asked me for my feelings, and well, my feeling is I want to go back to normal, but
okay, normal.
Like, there is no normal.
Yeah, he exploded normal. So he can tell you his feelings, but then he's got to go do the next right thing, which is I'm going to make $7,500 or $7,000 a month. Plus, the moment I get home, I'm not going to make my essentially single mother of 3 kids work a graveyard shift. I mean, I know you're all piling in now. Y'all have to do what you got to do now. This is DEFCON 1. This is super emergency. But he's going to get home and he's going to get a protein shake and a water, and he's going to run back out and he's going to go get his second job and bring another $2,500 in, and he's going to sleep in September.
Right.
Because this thing's on fire. He can tell you his feelings, and good for you for hearing that. But you feel your feelings, and then you go do the next right thing. And the next right thing is you were playing with matches, and the house is on fire. You got to be a part of putting that house out. Fair?
Yeah. No, for sure. And like, this is my feelings. I just feel like and this is just feelings by Zerk, but like, I just feel like he knew I'd be like, okay, like, well, here's our emergency, because I'm, this is what I do every time. It's like, okay, I've got a job today. Okay, now I'll get a better job. And because I just, the last time we've always had emergencies, like instantly I'm like, okay, well, I've got it. I'll put it out,
You need to get with a couple of friends, and if you're a person of faith, with your minister at your church, and sit down with an attorney and decide if I want to still be married, because you're in a very unsafe situation. In my world, we call this financial infidelity. Mm-hmm. He's cheated on you and cheated on you and cheated on you and cheated on you. And this one almost cost your house. And I know, God, dude, I take no pleasure in talking like this. And I'm both frustrated with him, and I understand you get buried in shame. But you got to go grab the fire extinguisher and put out your fire, and then be about repairing the house. And for you, Zerk, this not by your hand, but in your lap. This landed in your lap, and it's time for those 6-inch grizzly bear mama claws to come out. And this is how this is going to be for right now, because he's put you in a position where you and your kids are not safe. And so, you are going to have to come jump out and help be a part of the solution here, but he's not driving anymore. He doesn't get the luxury of just hopping out of the car and being like, fine, you drive. You're going to sit in the car and help figure out where we're going. I'm so sorry, hon. Hang on the line here. I'm going to hook you up with a free financial coach, with a coaching call, and y'all can work through this absolute mess. And I'm so sorry. You call me anytime. And if he wants to call and walk through what happened and what he can do next, I'm happy to take that call too. I'm not going to give up on him. But man, this one's a tough one for me. And it doesn't even come close to how tough this is on you and those kids. Thank you for the call, Zerk. I'm here anytime. We come back, a man asks if he should tell his mom that his dad's chewing tobacco. We'll be right back. Hey, it's Delony for Organifi. I talk to people every day who are just overwhelmed. And I don't just mean emotionally. They're physically and mentally and spiritually worn out, anxious, not sleeping well. People feel foggy and disconnected. And most everyone I talk to is just trying to push through their day with a combination of coffee and willpower. Can we all just agree what we're doing isn't working? Redlining our bodies every minute of every day is burning us and everyone we love to the ground. That's where Organifi comes in. Organifi makes organic superfood blends and gummies that are designed to support your body, your mind, and even your emotions when everything else feels like it's on fire. Just mix Organifi's superfood blends with water and you're good to go. For me, that's green juice in the morning for focus, red juice in the morning and in the afternoon for clean energy without the crash, and I love my Happy Drops to boost my mood, and the Shilajit gummies that help me feel like a laser beam. Most people don't have to overhaul their life to start feeling better. They just have to listen to their body and make some small daily choices, and you can start with my friends at Organifi. Go to Organifi.com/Delony and use code Delony to save 20% off. That's 20% off site-wide with code Delony at Organifi.com/Delony. Let's go out to Harrisonburg, Virginia, and talk to Matt. What's up, Matt?
Hi, Dr. John. How are you doing?
I'm good, brother. What are you doing, man?
Oh, I'm just living life.
Awesome. What's up?
Yeah, so my question is, what do I do about my dad who's been lying to my mom about chewing tobacco? And I think it stems kind of just like a little bit further than that too, because like growing up, I think probably the earliest I started picking up on his like storytelling tendencies was probably when I was like late elementary school, early middle school time frame.
Hold on, storytelling, like he just
like kind of just making up.
Okay,
yeah,
so he's a
making
liar.
Up stories to have something to say.
He's a liar. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like dude, I'm a storyteller for a living, and I am always telling stories, and I like that. But I try to make sure they're all mostly accurate. So let's call him what he is. If he just lied to you growing up all the time and you kind of caught him in that, then let's live in that tension, okay?
Okay.
All right, so he was a liar and you figured it out in middle school. What would he lie about?
I mean, it was just like small things. So like, we would go hunting every couple of years, and when we'd be back home, like we would go to church or whatever, and he'd be talking to people and tell a story about what happened at hunting camp, including me, like in this story. And I was like, that definitely did not happen that way at all.
Whoa.
But it was like, when I was younger, it just kind of seemed like it didn't seem harmful. You know, it was just like him trying to say something interesting.
Did it make you feel uncomfortable?
I mean, yes, when I started noticing more often, it definitely started making me uncomfortable, but I also was like, well, it's not hurting anyone, so I don't feel like, you know, disrespecting him necessarily was my mindset, so I don't feel like correcting him in front of these people and making him look bad. And as I've gotten older, it's like I've picked up on some other lies when he says them, but then it's also when I do sometimes like call it out or like express disbelief, it turns out that like he's telling the truth about this thing. And then when I talk to my mom about it, like she also picks up on some of these like lies or story tells. And so my wife and my mom also have a good relationship, and they talk a lot about how it's hard sometimes to recognize if he's telling the truth or if he's lying about something.
And that's kind of the cancer of someone who lies all the time, is you don't know if they're telling the truth or not, which makes it really, really hard to anchor into a relationship with a person like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the really question about like the chewing tobacco is tough. So he used to chew tobacco when he was a lot younger, and then like my mom takes pride in the fact that she like made him quit I think it was probably like almost 20 years ago. And I never really noticed it when I was younger. I didn't really notice it until probably a year or two ago when it was like blatantly obvious. Cause he was like doing it around me.
So
and, like,
hold on.
making
What? Let me just get right to the thing. Like, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay. You have no business carrying your father's deception. Let's just go that way. I don't care if a dude chews tobacco or use nicotine products or whatever. I even use some nicotine product. Like that is the least amount of worry here. The question you're asking yourself is, I'm 25 years old. I'm married. How long do I have to keep carrying my dad's dishonesty? And the answer is no more.
Yeah. Because honestly, like I don't really care that he does it. The only thing that bothers me is that he's like hiding it from my mom.
Well, I mean, but like, is your mom asking you?
Me and my brother into it.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's just, I'm not going to carry your crap. And then if he turns and goes, "Oh, you told your mom?" Like, dude, I'm not going to lie for you anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think the big thing I struggle with is like, do I tell my mom or do I not tell my mom, or do I confront my dad? But my problem that I keep on coming back to every time I think about confronting him about lying to my mom is just like, I feel like I have no place to stand, because that line that I grew up with kind of like I caught on to that too. And for
of course you did.
I'm still working through it. But like for the first 4 years, I lied to my wife about all kinds of things. So,
all right, make a commitment. Listen, make a commitment right now. I'm never going to lie again. And here, I know it's easier said than done. So here's the path forward with your wife. Here's what I used to offer my students. Because by the way, I grew up not telling the truth all the time too. All the time. Okay? That's why I'm such a maniac about it now. Mm-hmm. Growing up, I mean, when I started working with students and I did student conduct for like 20 years, whenever a student would come in and I would call them on something, I would always tell them at the end of the meeting, like, "Hey, were you selling drugs here? Were you cheat on this? Or did you just get arrested for assault?" Or whatever the thing was I was talking to them about. In my role as dean of students, I always said, after this meeting, you have 24 hours to come back because I know this is hard. And I gave them 24 hours. And I said, if you come back and you tell me, like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I freaked out. I told you something that wasn't true. Here's what really happened," I'll count it as though you told the truth on the front end. Because I'm trying to teach people how to feel like I got to be dishonest real quick and then go do the next right thing. Okay? So sit down with your wife. Does she know you've lied to her for the first 4 years of your marriage?
Yes.
Okay. So let's say we're coming up with a plan. I'm never going to lie again. And if I catch myself lying, I'm going to come back within 24 hours. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to apologize and I'm going to tell you what really happened. Okay?
Okay.
But this is the sins of a dad going down to his son, and it's up to you to stop it. You can't blame him. You can't put it on him. You're a grown man now. You chose to get married. You're walking through this. Make a commitment. I'm going to be radically honest. Okay?
Okay.
And part of that radical honesty is I'm not carrying other people's dishonesty either. I'm not going to do it. I don't care if it's my dad, it's my mom. Now, I would not, this is just me, dude. You can do what you want. I would not call my mother and be like, "I've got to tell you a big, deep, dark secret about dad." What I wouldn't do is, if it comes up somewhere and you hear your mom going, "I'm just so proud of your dad after 20 years, still not," you'd be like, "Yeah, he does. He does it all the time." And so what I'm not going to do is just go seek to unwind all these things that I think were lies and judge the past, but I'm not going to carry any dishonesty moving forward.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I guess then, so like, by committing to like not lying anymore, like, so I guess like if he does it around me, that I just have to like find the strength to be like, you can't do that around me and lie to my mom, or I don't know. It's just.
I mean, do you really
like,
think in your guts your mom doesn't know?
I feel judgmental. Well, I feel like she's probably getting hints more because she talks about it and about how she made him quit like way too often for someone to not be doubting that he fully quit.
Yeah, I mean, if he's, I mean, you can do what you want to, dude. I mean, the core issue here is you feel less than because of your past. Let today be day one. I'm never going to lie again. And when I catch myself, I'm going to humble myself and go make it right. And what will happen is you'll realize two things. One, I don't have to lie about stuff. I'm a good man, and I wish I made more money. I wish my car was fancier. I wish I had some cooler stories, but I'm a good man, and I'm gonna traffic in integrity. The second thing is make it just a point of your new identity as a person who only traffics in honesty and integrity. I'm just not gonna let people lie around me. So I don't care if a guy dips around you. Who cares? It's when he says, hey, don't tell your mom. Say, no, I don't do that anymore, Dad. I'm done with that. If you don't want me, I'm not going to hold secrets between you and mom, period. Oh, seriously, you're going to tell your mom? Yes, I am. I'm not carrying your dishonesty with mom. That's up to you. You're a grown man. And every single young married man I know has some sort of moment like this with his dad. And it might be integrity. It might be, hey, don't tell your mom. I don't want to hear stories about Mike. There's always a thing. Politically, religion, there's always a moment when a son's got to stand up and say, as for me and my house, ... And that's where you are, man. That's where you are. And so the tobacco here is way not the issue. The issue is you're tired of being around an old man that lies to you all the time. You're tired of being stuck and feeling like I'm trying to be a person of integrity. I'm trying to stop lying to my wife, to my friends and family. I want out of this like just way of being. And yet I feel like I'm participating when mom is like, I'm so proud of him. So yeah, if she says that, I would be like, Mom, he totally does. He totally does. And that's just you. I'm not keeping y'all secrets. I'm not doing that. And by the way, if he lies about this, he's lying about other stuff. And that's not for you to get in the middle of and play referee and play judge and jury, but it is for you to say, I'm not carrying y'all's crap like that. No way, Jose. No way. Sorry, brother. The thing you can control here is I'm never going to lie again. I'm proud of you for making that turn, dude. Get radical about it. Get radical. Have all your friends and your family know, dude, that dude is a straight shooter. Thanks for the call, man. We come back. A woman asks if her difficulty in making friends is genetic. We'll be right back. The show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Dudes, the world feels like it's falling apart. And while it's all crashing down, we're all under huge pressure to perform and look like we're keeping it all together. And we all know that getting support is good, but we're not allowed to ask for it. Women are often told that they have to be everything to everyone all the time, and somehow they just have to intuitively know how to do it all. And men are often told they're the reason for every bad thing in the world, and that asking for help means they are weak or less than. 76% of people globally agree that mental health care can help resolve personal problems, yet 6 out of 10 people still believe society discourages asking for help. Listen, real strength comes from opening up about what you're carrying and then doing something about it so you can be your best for yourself and for everyone else in your life. If you're feeling the weight of the world, talk to someone, anyone, a friend, a loved one, or yes, a therapist. I talk with a therapist regularly, and you might consider talking to one too. If you're thinking about trying therapy, contact my friends at BetterHelp. BetterHelp is 100% online therapy, so it's affordable and convenient for your schedule. To get started, just fill out a short online survey to get matched with a licensed therapist. And if it's not the right fit, you can switch therapists at any time easily and for no extra cost. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Delony to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Delony. All right, Dallas, Texas. Let's talk to Sarah. What's up, Sarah?
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Doing well. So my question is my struggle with making friends genetic? And if so, how do I break that cycle for my future children?
That's a fascinating question. Tell me your thought process there.
I'm really bad making friends, and
Stop right there. What does that mean? What does that mean?
It just means that usually I don't make good first impressions with people, and I think people kind of find me a little off-putting when they first meet me.
All right, teach me about that. Like, are you awkward? Are you mean? Do you have bad breath? Do you yell? Like I'm awkward. I'm so awkward, especially when I meet new people. Like, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, I think it kind of comes from, I used to be really loud and bubbly and outgoing, and just time after time, people kind of told me that I was annoying and that they didn't really like me. So that kind of made me.
Who are those people, Sarah?
Just people throughout my whole life, middle school. I went to 2 different high schools. It kind of happened at both high schools, and then it happened the most in college. And so it's something I kind of thought I would grow out of, or figure out a better way to come off to people, but I haven't really figured out how to do that. So it's when you strike out with your first impression with someone, it feels impossible to try to, approach that social situation again to show them who I really am. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. But I mean, I don't know. I think a fun, bubbly person is the best, especially in this world where everybody's just smoking the downtown sadness, weed. You know what I mean? Everyone's just all the time. So when you say bubbly, do you have good friends that aren't those folks?
I came out of college with one really good friend, but she doesn't live near me anymore. And my husband has a lot of friends, so I would say I'm acquaintances with a lot of the husband's wives, but I would only say one is actually a friend.
Okay.
And I think because I kind of got this message that people found me annoying, I think I kind of closed up.
Yeah.
And now people only see the side of me that I'm not too scared to show them when they first meet me. And obviously that's not authentic to who I am.
Yeah.
And maybe they pick up on that and they don't want to hang out with me after that.
Yeah,
it
becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because people feel that you're holding back. And there's an energetic, it's an electricity, right? That person's holding something back and I don't know what it is. And most people immediately think it's them.
Mm.
What, when you sit down and just honestly reflect with your husband, what does he tell you? No, you're okay. Take a break. Take a breath.
I think he says a lot of the time that I come off kind of maybe overbearing or judgmental to situations.
Okay.
And that's really hard to hear because that's not my heart.
Are you feeling, does he experience you as judgmental because you're holding back your true joy and bubbliness and it just comes out sharp?
I think it comes off judgmental because I'm a really blunt person and I can struggle to kind of think before I speak, to think that maybe that isn't the general consensus on, like, oh, that's just how everyone thinks, kind of.
Sure.
And I don't think it's out of a judgment or, like, disdain for people. I think it's out of a, like, just kind of blissful ignorance of, like, oh, I just kind of thought everyone thought that way, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it can be really hard for me to rethink situations from different perspectives.
Mm. How long have you wrestled with this? Sounds like your whole life.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse in the world than feeling like your true self isn't worth loving, right? I'm sorry.
It's hard. I feel like my husband's the only one who actually sees me and knows me, which is, I'm thankful for that, but it still feels isolating.
Yeah. Have you ever been tested for, see if you're on the spectrum or not?
That's a huge thing that I've gone back and forth with my parents on, because my brother is on the spectrum.
Okay.
And we have autism on both sides of the family. And so I've been, you know, kind of wondering that for a while, but they've always told me, like, there's no way 2 out of 4 of our children have autism, and I just don't really buy that.
Well, they don't. Number one, they don't get a vote. Number two, I've had the opportunity to work with some incredible, hilarious folks on the spectrum, but they put in a ton of work, and it just it's what feels like a likability issue. It just becomes a skills issue.
Mm-hmm.
And it might, and I care less about you getting a quote unquote diagnosis, but I do care, like, if there are some, you've got a repeated pattern over time that says, like, I walk into these situations joyful, and like, people around me are experiencing me differently than I want to be experienced. And you have a husband who says, I love you and I fully know you, and here's how others might experience you. And I hear the compassion. You don't want that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think something's quote unquote wrong with you. There may be some skills that you need to learn.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Like, I'm just not good at basketball, Sarah. I'm terrible at it. I wish I was. Like, good basketball players look so graceful, and they're tall, and they're lean, and they just like jump and stuff. I can't. And so I don't think I'm a bad person because of that. And whenever I retired from my church league because I kept having to have knee surgeries, but I'm going to go back this year, I think. I know I'm not going to be that great, but I will practice a little bit to be a little less terrible, right? It's just it's a skill. And so if your bigger question is there a chance that you have autism on both sides of your parents' family and they've had to create a story for themselves that they, quote unquote, didn't do this to 2 of their children? And by the way, as a parent, that same sense you're feeling, please tell me I'm not going to pass this on to my kids. They feel that same thing, right? Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, that story, trying to keep themselves safe, may have kept you from getting some support resources that you've needed for a long time.
Yeah.
Give me an example. I'm just interested, because here's the thing. Like, you sound delightful.
Thanks.
And your husband wouldn't have married you if he didn't like you, right?
Yeah, and I think that's almost what makes me feel crazier. Is like, I'm able to, like, get jobs and keep jobs. I'm able to, you know, find a life partner and maintain that relationship. Like, I'm able to do these things, and I don't know why it doesn't translate over to friendship specifically, you know?
Yeah. Have you asked people at work what they think?
Well, I just started a new job 2 months ago, so yeah.
What is you said you left college with one great friend. What does that friend say?
Well, She has told me that when she first met me, she was really scared of me, but once she got to know me, she realized that I had the biggest heart out of anyone she's ever met.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I could feel it through the phone. She's like a really caring person. Because if you were a psychopath, when people walked away, you wouldn't feel that. But you feel this deeply. Why did she say she was scared of you?
She just said she was intimidated by me. I mean, I am a very blunt and honest person. So I think a lot of times people just don't know how to take it when they first meet me.
Okay.
They just think that...
Give me an example of bluntness.
Like, I just kind of flippantly say, like, oh, well, that's stupid, about, like, situations. And it's not me trying to put people down or try to say that anyone's stupid. It just is... I'm honest to a fault, you know what I mean? Of like not having a filter, and it gets me in trouble a lot.
Yeah, I may know somebody personally that doesn't have a great filter.
Yeah.
And all of my team just looked up and laughed at me. Yeah, I totally get that. But I also get this, like there's that tiny little gap when you and some friends are sitting in the Sonic drive-thru, and somebody says, "I want extra orange in my Coke Zero," and you're just like, gross. But there's a way to go, seriously? Or to go, that's stupid.
Yeah.
So tell me about, because both of those are honest.
Mm-hmm.
But there is there's some series of words that it's easy to say, oh, no, I'm just being radically honest, right? Which I like and subscribe to. But there's also, I know that truth can be told in a way that can be digested, or truth can be told in a way that hurts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tell me about your difficulty there.
I think the difficulty is a lot of times, I think what I'm saying is the digestible way.
Okay.
And then people kind of circle back around and they're like, hey, if you would have said it this way, I think it would have like come across a lot better. And my response is always like, that would have never even crossed my mind. Like I could have sat and thought about it for 45 minutes and I would have never gotten to that result. Like I don't have the ability to like,
no, you do.
This is my goal.
No, you do. I mean, I don't want you to feel defeated. This is something you can learn. I'm convinced. Will you go sign up and get tested?
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you?
24.
Okay. Can I also tell you this? Your mom and dad don't get a vote anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah, I think that will take a lot of weight off my shoulders because I think I still care about their opinion too much.
You've been caring about that your whole life.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you care about that opinion, a way to enter into a conversation, trying to prop up an adult, is to talk like what you think an adult sounds like. And when you're a kid, bluntness can be cruel.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's ways to tell your kids, oh, honey, let's go change that shirt real quick. And then there's a way to say, you look fat in that. Go change that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if that's how you grew up, and that became how you interact with the world, yet those same people also loved you, then it can be confusing.
Yeah.
But sister, you are worth being loved, hon.
Thank you.
I don't know. Maybe the world needs a few more judgy people. I'm just kidding. All right. Let me know how that testing comes back, okay?
Okay, I will. Thank you.
All right. I'm grateful for your call. We'll be right back. Let's talk about Helix, the best mattresses in the world. Summer is here, the sun's up, guns out, school's out, so kids are bouncing all over the place. And if you're like me, your daily routine has somewhat exploded. And when that happens, what's the first thing that tanks in our life? Sleep. So I'm going to be real with you. When I'm not sleeping well, I'm short with my wife, grumpy with my kids, grumpy with my show team, and everything feels harder than it should. Sleep is not just about closing your eyes and resting. It's about showing up the next day as the kind of person you want to be and the kind of person your family needs you to be. That's why I love sleeping on my Helix mattress. Before Helix, I tried all kinds of mattresses. They were too soft, too stiff, or they had memory foam that just melted all around you. Ugh. But Helix has matched me with the perfect mattress based on how I sleep and who I sleep next to. Yes, they've even got mattress options for couples who need different sleep feels on the same bed. It's incredible. Get online and take the Helix sleep quiz just like I did. In less than 2 minutes, they'll match you with the right mattress just for you. Right now, my audience gets extended access to their 4th of July sale for 27% off site-wide. Go to helixsleep.com/Delony and get 27% off. That's Helix Sleep, HELIXSLEEP, helixsleep.com/Delony. With Helix, better sleep starts right now. All right, Kelly 2.0, am I the problem?
Maybe. We'll find out. All right. So Tina from San Bernardino, California writes, I have a brother who is 19 and lives with my parents. He doesn't work or go to school. He doesn't have a license and stays up all hours of the night. I find myself getting frustrated with both of my parents and my brother. I find myself thinking about him, worrying about his future. I used to pressure my parents into kicking him out. However, I stopped after they got mad at me. Am I the problem?
No. I mean, you're right to worry about your brother's future. And you've been out in the dating market. You see that there's millions and millions of unmarriable men because they don't do anything, have any skill sets, and they just stay literally in their mom's basement playing video games. So, no, you're right to worry about him. I don't think this is a right or wrong thing. I'll just tell you it's futile to continue to worry about it and try to solve it and to go to bed thinking about it and to wake up thinking about it. Because you can't do anything about it, right? You can't do anything about it. So, no, I mean, what's happening to your brother is it's borderline criminal. I mean, it's heartbreaking. And so, no, you're right to be sad. Yeah, right to be sad. I think at some point you write that last letter and you may not even send it. And then you put it in a drawer and you commit to every time you feel yourself getting angry or frustrated, you exhale and say, I'll control what I can control. And then we're going to go do the next right thing and have a thing in mind, whether that's do 10 jumping jacks, do 3 push-ups, go for a quick walk around the block or whatever. But over time, your default setting will begin to shift away from constantly worrying about that situation. And my guess is you're also mad about your parents for other stuff too. Don't let your brother's situation be the proxy for all of the issues. If there's other issues with your mom and dad, write them down and be honest about them. And maybe you don't want to hang out with them anymore. I'm going to be sad about that. Maybe they kicked you out and they're not kicking little Junior out. Yeah, I'd be heartbroken about those kind of things, right? But let's feel them and then let's just go do the next right thing. You are not the problem. Mom and dads, you got to let your kids go. The world is changing real fast, and we need some skills real fast. Please, don't let your 19-year-old stay at home with no job playing video games. It's cruel to the world, but more importantly, it's cruel to them. Love you guys. Bye.